Hi guys, Impulse Plays here. Now today I'm bringing you a new video, and it is another Platinum video guide. This time it is on the game Gris, and I found, just by coincidence, I found this in the store, and I really enjoyed it, like a lot. Now it's a two-dimensional puzzle solving game. It's got cool art, cool style. I really liked the soundtrack for the game, and I had a lot of fun doing this. It's not a long game. You can finish it within 5 hours, but it's a cool styled game, and if you want a nice easy platinum, then this one is right up your street. So as you can see from the background, once we get access to running, we want to run backwards the way we just came, because you come to this statue, you fall to your knees, and then if you just do not touch the controller at all, you'll get your first trophy pop up, which is denial. Now once you have that trophy, you can carry on and just run through the level. You see all these cool little level designs, and as you can see, it's a pretty like good looking game so far. And then you carry on running and you'll come into contact with this little orb that sort of is the power for this game, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. But you collect another one on your way up, and then you see this bridge, well, where a bridge should be, and these little white dots would go down, and I don't know if you've seen that, but I needed 3 and I only had 2. But these are what these little dots do. If you have enough of them at the point of thingy, they will create a light bridge for you, and you will be able to walk across it and get access to different areas that you may not have had access to. So as you can see, I'll run down, collect the 3rd one. That means we can go back to this and make a makeshift bridge to carry on with the level. So we carry on with that, and we run through and we find our first broken statue. We stand in the hand, and as you can see, it levitates us, and we seem to emit these red splats, which then turns the level into a red colour for the 2nd trophy, which is the colour red. Now all throughout these games you'll be emitting different colours and stuff, and there'll be different trophies towards it. But this is what I mean about this game actually having a very cool design, because sliding down that and falling down through this with the red bars is just a gorgeous sight to see. And this long distance shot of you running across a bridge with the sun in the background, and then you make your way up to this, and that's the opening of the game. That's where the logo will come in. Still looking absolutely gorgeous for a game. Like, I was blown away. But if you carry on through the level, you'll get to a part where there's a sandstorm. Now, I messed this trophy up to begin with, but if you managed to not get attached by the sandstorm, then you would get a trophy. But we will come back to that in the chapter select. But here we put in these 2 power orbs, and we unlock a new ability where we can transform into a box, which will actually help us out later on. So as you can see, I'm testing it out. But we go back to where I feel like I could break it, and yes we can, to collect our first memento throughout the level. And we go back to where the sandstorm is, and now, because we have this box ability, we can now use this and push towards the sandstorm and not, get blown back by it. We make our way into this temple, and under this bell is a breakable bit of floor. So we hit this 3 times, fall through, all the way down, and we hit another breakable part, making the dong. We go down again, down into the lower levels, a long drop down, and there. So there are 3 statues within this part, and you have to do this within the 3 breaks. So you break the first one, you come across, you break the second one, and then you break this 3rd one to get the anger trophy. But to do that, you do have to do it within 3 times. You can't use your box more than 3 times, or else you will void that trophy. We then wake up in a new area, and this is called the Windmill Arena. As you can see, it is a puzzle area, and here I find out you can break these little statues. So as we run through this area, collecting all these different statues, we'll collect them, breaking them. We'll break the last 2 to get our 4th trophy. And you could probably hear the storm outside, which is horrendous right now. But as you can see, we make our way to the top of this circular windmill, and we use the box to push this pattern together to activate it, which then starts the turning process, and we start raising up into the air. Making our way through these broken stones, we make it to the next set of hands for the statue. We then seem to be transforming stuff into green for a forest, and there's the 5th trophy, the colour green. We then carry on and make our way through the levels. As we jump down this big drop, we find a little box man with some feathers on his head. He will be coming into the story later. As you can see, we break down through now, and we knock an apple down, and out pops our little friend. Now there is another trophy. If you feed him, I believe it's 7 apples. So there was the first one. We knock the second one out of this tree. We come back for this 3rd one. He picks it up and eats it. The 4th one is in the same area as the other 2. We then travel a bit further, and you go under these pipes. There's the 5th one there. The 6th one, we knock out the tree again for our little buddy. And then we come back after a big drop, and he eats the 7th one, and there is the 6th trophy, apples. We then carry on through the level, collecting these little power nodes that help us, and these jumping puzzles where you have to sort of figure out which ways to go and which times to jump. But we put these 2 little powers in, and we get another little cutscene, which gives us the ability to get higher jump off these red birds. We then make our way through the level, jumping up and hitting all these birds, which then pushes up into some towers in the air. As we get up, we find this statue. If you press circle, you will get another trophy for singing to this statue. We then jump up, and here we find some dark birds that transform into a giant bird. I don't know what bird. It just transforms into a giant bird. And here we seem to be travelling up with the bird, who is taking us up into this next part of the map. We then end up having what seems to be a boss fight with this bird, where we have to make as much noise as possible by getting him to scream at this bell. Here we see I'm pushing, and he does an extra scream which makes a loud noise. You want to get as close to the bird as possible, which will make him try to push you back and make that bell ring. You then carry on up, and we get this another little cutscene where we jump down into the hand and we start emitting a different colour. Now this colour is going to become blue, as you can see by the trophy there, blue. So now we go through this dark and dingy cave, which is a very nice shade of blue shining in the background. But as we make it through our cave, we break this pact, and then we break this one, and we fall down, and we need 2 power circles. So the first one is a puzzle where your person turns into a statue on that light, so you have to figure out how to be able to open this up, and I figured it out by placing your person underneath in the box and boxing on top to bring it level. And then in the next one, you need to be able to make this jump. Once you have these 2, you bring them back, and then you will be able to have another ability, and this ability is to be able to swim underwater. So for swimming underwater, we go further and further down into this dark and dingy underwater cave, where we have to get 6 of these. I don't know what they are. They're just the power. I'm just gonna call them the powers. So here we get 1 and we get 2. And if we go down into this dark underwater cave and we go further and further down, you can find a little hidden cave for the 9th trophy, which is depression. We then work out how to get the last 2 powers. So there's one there, and here's the last one. We box down to make sure we can catch it before it goes up. There we go. We got all 6, and you place them in this little red shell, which then transforms into a turtle. And this turtle can emit light, so it travels you down through the darkness into the next area of the game. We then find this underwater statue, which we swim our way through and up onto the hand, which will then give us the yellow trophy, which is the 10th trophy. But as you can see, this statue is breaking. We make our way to the top of the statue for it to turn into a eel, and now we have to swim through these underwater caves, getting chased by an eel, which can split off into 2 and then also into many. We then make our way to the glowy jellyfishes, which sort of navigate our way through these underwater caves. And once we have found our way through, we get chased by the eel again. Trying to navigate through and not get bitten by this eel was a nightmare. But as you can see, we're almost getting eaten by the eel, and the turtle comes and saves us, which means we are forever in the turtle's debt. We make it to the next area, and we insert the 2 powers again, which will then give us the ability to sing. And once we sing, we decide and open some flowers. Making our way through all of that area, we get near the end of the game, where these black chemically whatever it is decides to turn into us. I'm guessing that can be us. It screams everything away, including all the colours, until we just get white. Makes us start falling, and while we're falling, it spawns underneath us and then swallows us as a whole. We wake up underwater. You swim all the way to the top to find this grave. If you stand at this grave and sing, you will create life and get the 11th trophy, acceptance. making our way up through the broken statue. If you sing, you can develop the statue, and all the parts will start coming together. So essentially, Gris's voice is mending this world, and she's trying to complete this statue by putting it back together with her soft, soothing melody, I'm guessing. But here we put the statue together. There we go, in the darkness, and it feels like the darkness is overcoming, and just before you think it's fully taken over, it seems to have saved us. We have banished the darkness and let all the colour back into the light. Now we start running up these power strings up into the air, into this cloud, and once we make it up through into the cloud, then the game ends. You get the credits. Unfortunately, they're not skippable, so you have to sit through them, but the soundtrack is worth it. And then you get your message, thanks for playing, which will give us the end trophy. Now, there is chapter select, which honestly can save us, because there was a few missable trophies that we didn't collect, but we ended up going back and collecting them all on this. So for the first missable trophy is go back through to the sandstorm. If you don't get affected by the sandstorm and rolled backwards, then this trophy will drop in the second act. Then we go back to the eel. If you make it through without getting bit by the eel once, and then the turtle saves you, you have completed it. But wait till the turtle finishes swimming with you for this trophy to drop. Then going back through every level and making sure you collect every memento, which is a bit of a long process, but there is guides out there. You will get the mementos trophy for collecting everyone in every game. Once you've done that, then there is a little crack that you can go into on top of the tower before you finish the game. If you sing and hold it down, this will charge up and you will get the secret ending for this game. Now it's a night sky. I'm guessing this is Gris and her mother having a nice little time spent together, and I'm guessing that's the power that we collect throughout this game to activate stuff. But it's a nice little cutscene, especially for a secret ending. You come back out of it and you get the 16th trophy for childhood. Now I thought that was the end of it, but then I completely forgot that you have to go through this level again, and there is these little flamingos. If you sing to them, you see their tail come up, and that's the magic fowl trophy, which then also gives us the platinum trophy, personal growth. So this game was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed, and now my review on this is coming. So the game has got a cool art. I had a lot of fun playing it. The easiest trophy for me was red. It was a story trophy, not missable. The hardest trophy was probably the mementos, finding them all throughout the levels, and that's my rating, 6.5. So thanks for watching. Peace.